Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pits of Metal Chaos. This is yours, Dave. I got a special guest, bassist from Bewitcher, Andreas Magus. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. So now, Bewitcher started what year, man?
We formed and kind of kicked things off in 2013.
So, and then you guys have two full albums, all right?
Yep. I guess technically, if you go all the way back, we put out a 3-song demo EP in the fall of 2013. Followed up, I think it was 2015. We put out another EP, and then in 2016 put out one last one. I think that's the years. I can't remember now anymore. But shortly after all that, we got the offer from Diabolic Might in Germany to do a full length. And initially, they just wanted to re-release the demos. And we were like, dude, screw that, man. Let's just take the best songs and re-record them and get a proper release. And they were into it. So that's how the first album came about. And then a couple years later, we got the opportunity to work with Shadow Kingdom Records and put out the second record this last year. So, yeah.
So for the second album, how have the sales been going for that one?
We're doing good, man. You know, it's funny. I know this is nothing new for a lot of people, but you know, physical media is obviously down compared to where it was 20 years ago. So nowadays, you know, all the suits really care about is digital, you know, streaming, and you know, we get a pretty good amount of streaming. So I guess everyone's happy in that regard. But you know, as an old school you know, heavy metal fan and you know, just music fan, you know, I've always been a big fan of vinyls and cassettes and that thing. So overall, sales are good. I can't complain. But you know, as I say, I'd love to see more movement, but it's just the nature of the beast nowadays, man.
Yeah. So I've seen you guys labeled as black speed metal and as satanic speed metal. What do you label your band as?
You know, it's funny. We kind of took the moniker of satanic speed metal in the beginning, but I think over time we found that that kind of pigeonholed us. And you know, and again, it's kind of a cliche for bands to say this, but you know, I think we kind of just see ourselves as heavy metal. You know, I think we've got elements of the classic. You know, we've got the Priest and the Motorhead and the early Metallica, you know, all the stuff we grew up on, as well as a little bit of sprinkles of, you know, anything from Ozzy to Dio to, you know, Black Sabbath. So I like to think of it as heavy metal. You can call it speed metal, you can call it metal, you can call it satanic speed metal, whatever, you know, tickles your fancy, I guess. But that's, to me, it's just heavy metal, man, because that's the kind of fan I am. So.
So now, the only reason you guys were using satanic is because of the lyrics, right?
Well, you know, the lyrics also stem from, you know, an interest and personal beliefs as well. You know, heavy metal kind of, when we were younger, opened the door to the occult and to other ways of you know, other thoughts and ideas. And honestly, like, you know, the world of Satanism kind of spoke to us the most. But that you know, again, we're not limited, you know, to just, you know, say Anton LaVey, you know, his interpretation of Satanism. You know, I think Satanism is one of those things that has a lot of faces and can speak to you in different ways. And so there is, you know, you could think of it as just a, you know, fancy way to sell records. Oh, they're just a satanic, you know, metal band. But there is actually a lot of truth behind the lyrics and behind our ideology, you know, but again, that's open to interpretation, and you know, each person kind of has their own take on it, I guess.
Yeah. So now you guys have a big following out in Portland?
You know, Portland's weird, man. It's the scene comes and goes, but I am happy to say that I think the scene in Portland is actually thriving right now, and we've got a really good you know, kind of home base here with a great, you know, fan base, I think. But, you know, it's weird, man. You know, we started in 2013, and I feel like almost like the heavy metal scene was even better back then. And then things kind of waned, but now there's been another resurgence with a lot of like, people are over the stoner doom thing that's been going on here for the last 15 years, and death metal, classic traditional heavy metal, thrash metal, all these different subgenres have been thriving and kind of making a comeback, and we kind of ride the line between all of them, which has been really good for us because we can kind of pull fans from different areas in the Portland area. So really right now things are good, man. I can't complain.
So now who writes all the lyrics for the band?
So that's gonna be Mateo. He's kind of the main songwriter, the main man, really. We do a lot of collaborating, but he's definitely I'll give him all the credit. He's the vision.
Now, how about the music? You guys all write the music?
We're kind of one of those bands where I would say Matt writes the majority of the songs, and then we like to get him into the studio. Well, we'll kind of demo him first, and then we'll get him into the studio, and then we'll start just kind of banging away and find what works. Kind of find what gels and everything's kind of up for tweaks and changes, and we like to kind of let the songs organically manifest as opposed to just this is the song, play it this way, and you're done kind of thing. So I would definitely again kind of give Matt the songwriting credit, but really the song, everything kind of comes together in the studio with the three of us kind of banging away, making noise.
All right. So now, what's your history in music? What year did you start playing bass?
Actually, this all goes back. I've been playing guitar longer than I've been playing bass, actually. But started even before that, I started playing piano when I was like 8. But like most kids in their teens, their early teens, you discover heavy metal, and then you and your buddies all want to get a guitar and be a Metallica. So we all kind of got guitars, and then over the years we formed a bunch of bands, and then eventually. And I feel like this is kind of the case for most metal bands. Like, eventually, one of you has to take the bass.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way things work out. It's usually who's the better guitar player? Okay, you're the guitar player, and then whoever, if you're not quite as good as as your buddy, then you're the bass player, kind of thing. So over time, I just kept gravitating towards the bass, which is funny because I always wanted to be the lead guitar player, but then I don't know, man. As time went on, I really grew an appreciation for the bass, and what I love about just classic heavy metal is that, especially if you go back to the 70s and 80s, the bass and the drums really were the foundation, and you had your guitar heroes, but man, the bass and the drums really was where it's at. It's really what drove music, and so once I kind of took that and applied it to my own style and applied it to Bewitcher, it really kind of took a hold, I guess.
So was it a pretty easy transition going from guitar to bass?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because bass, you only got 4 strings, and it's like dumbing everything down. But the cool thing is where on one hand you're not making crazy chords and having to shred and do all these acrobatic solos. You can actually completely look at the instrument differently and go, okay, how can I lock in with the drums and create really memorable bass lines and parts that really kind of move the song along while the guitar player is doing his thing, So it really kind of, I think I transitioned pretty easily, but at the same time, it opened up a whole new door.
Now, do you still dabble with the guitar at all anymore?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Always playing guitar.
So now, when you started playing guitar, did you take lessons or were you self-taught?
No, I took lessons actually, man. Me and some buddies all got with the same guitar teacher. And funny, kind of side story. Our guitar teacher is actually kind of a world-renowned online instructor now. I think he works with his name is Steve Stein, and he works with GuitarZoom.com. And I see his ads all the time on Facebook and on YouTube. So he's doing. It's kind of cool to see the guy who gave us the start doing really well nowadays. So
yeah, that is pretty cool, man. So now that you're a bass player, who are some of your biggest influences for bass?
in the beginning, I was really into I was finger picking, so I was really into obviously Steve Harris and Geezer and I would say Cliff obviously, but I've always been a big Robert Trujillo fan. Kind of guys like that, I guess, who had their own style, but again, it was all they really kind of drove metal. Rudy Sarzo and Bob Daisley and those kind of guys. I'm a diehard Ozzy fan, so anybody he's worked with, I've worshipped, But I switched over to pick a couple of years ago, just because the only downside about playing with my fingers is I just couldn't get that attack that I heard in my head from playing with fingers. And when I transitioned over to playing with a pick, that's when I really gravitated toward my other favorite guys like Lemmy and Matt. The list goes on and on and on, but really Lemmy, like he to me defined bass playing with a pick and having that grind, and also like filling in the bottom end while the guitar goes off to do a lead or does a melody or something like that. So he's definitely the foundation for sure.
Yeah, there'll never be another Lemmy, man.
No, I mean he's the one, dude. No question.
So what bands were your biggest influences?
Oh man, I mean I've run the gamut, because like I'm older, so most people my age, we had to live through the '90s, so unfortunately we grew up with a lot of pretty shitty metal bands. And at the time, we didn't know any better, but I think Metallica, even to this day, has always stood firm for me as one of my biggest inspirations. I mean, going back in the day, man, it was Pantera and White Zombie and Metallica and Megadeth. I mean, to me, those were like the big four when I was a kid, And then later on, we discovered, I was kind of late to the game with some of the bands. So later on, it was, the Sepulturas and those kind of guys. And then into the '90s, there was the quote-unquote groove metal thing. So, your Machine Heads and your Fear Factories and those kind of guys. But really, once we got through that, really, the early 2000s, it was just shit, really. It was just nothing. And now it's like, I feel like, I've kind of come full circle and come back to like the things that really got me going as a kid. So it's Motorhead, Ozzy, those guys basically, Dio, Rainbow, even Candlemass, all that shit. But it's like there's a lot of still new good stuff coming out today, but you can't fuck with the originals, man. That stuff is untouchable.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. So prior to Bewitcher, how many bands have you played in?
Oh man, I'd say countless, really. None of them worth mentioning, though. Me and my buddies all just kind of kept kicking around. As you're growing up and you're learning how to play your instrument, it's like, we obviously weren't good enough to play, metal right off the bat, so it was like pseudo punk, and then it kind of transitioned into more heavy stuff. But again, we just had no idea what direction we were going, so it all sounded like recycled Metallica riffs, But yeah, I mean, I've been in and out of bands since I was 15, really. Bewitcher is really is the one where everything kind of, made sense finally. All that interest and inspiration and what we always wanted to accomplish with a band, visually, stylistically, all that stuff finally kind of came together when we came up with the concept for Bewitcher. We finally were like, this is it. This is what we should have been doing the whole time.
Now, how did you get in the band Worst Squatch?
Good friends with Eric and those guys, and they had just let their bass player go, and we had kind of just kicked off and started jamming with Bewitcher like as a band. We had just kind of taken it from the demo stage, like a studio project, to like a live thing. So we weren't quite ready to start playing yet. And when I've been itching to get on stage again, and when Eric hit me up, I was like, dude, I got nothing else really going on. I mean, Bewitcher is kind of my main thing, but it's still in the formation right now. So, yeah, I'm down. and it was like immediately, we had shows. Eric is one of those go-getter kind of guys, and it was like right away. It was like we got tons of shows. We're playing with bigger bands, and we're going on tour. It's just like right away. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this, man. Let's get in the van and let's go. So I jammed with them for about 2 years, give or take, and then things with Bewitcher started really ramping up, and that was kind of when I had to make a decision, and unfortunately had to kind of focus on one band instead of two. It was just becoming impossible to do both. So.
Now the band Worst Squatchers, I think they're done, aren't they?
No. They're definitely still going. They're kind of in this, I would say, holding pattern because so Eric and Tyler were the backing band for Toxic. Eric has kind of decided he really wants to focus on Were Squatch, and Tyler's actually still the touring drummer with Toxic Holocaust. So while Tyler's on the road doing that, Eric's kind of at home, keeping the fire burning, basically. So I would definitely say they're far from being done, but it's when like one of your key members is on the road with another band, you kind of got to take a little bit of a hiatus. But I definitely think they'll be doing some stuff this year for sure.
Now, isn't your name still on the Facebook page for the bass player?
I'll be honest, I have no idea, man.
Okay. I know I looked at.
You might be right. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. So.
Yeah, I was on there the other day. It says Andrew Mercel.
Oh, cool.
That's why I was thinking they were. That's why I thought they were.
Eric's like,
Yeah, that's why I was thinking they were done because they still got your name on there.
Oh yeah, well nowadays you can't. Some bands are really social media savvy, and some bands. And I kind of respect this. It's like social media really, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's like, I think a lot of times people put way too much importance on it. And I think Eric's one of those guys where it's like, well, I could be playing riffs or I could be updating my Facebook page. I'm going to play some riffs, I think. So I respect them. But no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that striker show you guys did in Milwaukee, that was pretty interesting. With no stage, you just stand on the floor.
Oh yeah, it happens, man. We even to this day we do a lot more touring with Bewitcher, but it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. The booking agents, they book you with certain local promoters, and the good venues or the good bars aren't always available, so you end up kind of getting stuck on the floor in the corner of a shithole bar. But if I do remember, that show actually killed pretty hard.
Yeah,
I remember having a lot of fun that night. So even though it was a smaller stage and a smaller crowd, I actually remember that being a really cool show.
Oh yeah, it was an awesome time, man. So now, are you excited to be coming back to Milwaukee again with Bewitcher?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Yeah, we've been to Milwaukee twice now, and this will be the third time. And yeah, I'm actually really stoked because we're buddies with Randy Kastner, the promoter, and he's been doing those annual fests, and to be a part of one of his big fests is kind of been one of those bucket lists. Like there's only a handful of really good festivals in the U.S., and he's been kind of one of those perennial dudes, always doing something cool. So to be involved on that still is really exciting, and really to have it revolve around our tour is even better, man, because this tour is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's like his brand new festival, the Blaze of Steel, and you guys are on it, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a killer fest. I mean, the only thing I'm bummed about is we literally have, I think, 3 weeks straight of shows, so we're not gonna have a day off. So we've got some homies, playing on Friday and Saturday, but we're not gonna be able to see them, which is the only bummer. So it is what it is,
Yeah, a lot of great bands playing, man.
Yeah, I would definitely say if you're there to check out Command from the Seattle area, fucking rules. If you like the kind of black and thrash stuff, fuck man, I can't even. There's so many good bands in that thing. But Oxygen Destroyer from Portland's on it. They're killer death metal. So yeah, I mean, like I said, got some good homies on it.
So are you excited to be touring with the Mighty Satan?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we actually played with them at Frost and Fire a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, and those guys rule, man. I mean, Satan's just. I feel like for the, you know, the new wave of British heavy metal, they're one of the few who still has it. You know, their new record is great, and you know, given that opportunity, we're just like, dude, this is too good, man. And again, we're buddies with the guys in Hot. We're buddies with the guys in Night Demon. You know, we've seen Satan. It's gonna be really cool. I mean, every night it's gonna be just nuts.
So what was the last show Bewitcher played?
Oh man, we did I think it was Halloween actually with Savage Master in Portland here. I think that was the last one. Fuck, I'll be honest, I can't remember for sure. You know, I'm one of those like I looked at the past a little bit, but I really focus on the future. And right now, my head has been in, you know, gearing up for summer tour or for the spring tour. We've got a short run at the end of this month. We're working on a new record. We're trying to get back to Europe this fall. So it's like my mind has been focused on the future. I can't even tell you the last time we played was.
Wow. Now for the band Bewitcher, do you have a fondest memory of being in this band so far?
Fuck, man, we've had so many cool experiences. You know, like definitely a lot of, again, bucket list stuff. But I would say, you know, going to Europe has always been one of the big ones. You know, for any heavy metal, you know, band, that's always the dream to get overseas. You know, and do that. And I would say playing. You know, I mean, the U.S. audiences are great. So no disrespect there, but the European audiences, I guess, for it being our first time and really being embraced by several audiences, it was really cool. I would say, you know, like the London especially was just fucking animal house. Same with Manchester. Germany as a whole is just killer. You know, the festivals are great, the people are great, the beer is great. You know, but yeah, it's probably the biggest one. But honestly, you know, putting out records, getting your first vinyl in your hand, I mean, just stuff like that, man. That's the stuff, you know, as a fan of the genre and a fan of music, that's the stuff you live for, you know. Like when that box arrives in the mail and it's your vinyl, you know, the thing you've been working on for a year.
Yeah.
It's finally done. Pretty cool.
So now, can you think of one most embarrassing or funny moment on stage with the band Bewitcher?
Oh man, let me think. Fuck. Well, we did have some issues in the past with our old drummer with maybe starting the wrong song or you know, flubbing some parts here and there, but you know, you take it in stride.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, it's just kind of, you know, yeah, I've never slipped and fallen on my ass. You know, if that's what you're getting at. At least not in this band. I've definitely done another band. I guess, you know, maybe one that stood out to me was when we got to Europe. We played one show, the first show in Berlin, and then, you know, part of our stage, our wardrobe, you know, kind of presence is our makeup, and we forgot we left the makeup at the venue, and we're, you know, when you're in Europe, you know, you can't just, especially when you're driving, you know, 500 miles to the next show, there's just no like, let's pull over to a makeup store and go get some more grease paint for our faces, you know. So we had to do a couple shows without any makeup, which was kind of embarrassing, I guess.
Yeah.
So Bewitcher unmasked.
Yeah. Now, what kind of advice would you give up and coming bands?
You know, man, I have this conversation a lot. And it's really, you know, I again, it's kind of cliched, but it's like, just find your sound and stick to your guns, do your thing, you know. Especially in heavy metal, there's so many different like sounds and styles, and you know, I think it's really important to like find your silver bullet, the thing that makes you definable and recognizable and memorable, really, you know. And then after that, man, it's really just practice and luck, you know. Hopefully people dig you, and you know, you can kind of take it to that next level. But really, there's a lot of luck and it's a lot of who you know. But yeah, just start riffing, dude. And honestly, like, never give up, because like I don't know. I'm one of those guys where heavy metal is a way of life, dude. It's, you know, we're lifers. We're not growing out, you know, cutting our hair and getting a day job anytime soon, man. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. So now, how many social media sites can we find the band on?
Check out, you know, the Facebook's probably our obviously the main one. That Instagram. I think more people are using Instagram nowadays. What else do we got? The old Bandcamp. But if you go to our website, bewitcher.us, that's going to link you to everything. So we've got a YouTube channel. You'll find, you know, our merch store, all that shit. Yeah, we're kind of everywhere now.
All right, a couple more quick questions before we let you go and you go do your band practice. A couple fun questions. Like, what's your favorite food to eat?
What's my favorite food to eat?
Yeah, what's your favorite food?
Oh man, I'm gonna go tacos. There's a place in my hometown in North Dakota that has the best Tex-Mex in the world. I'm gonna go that. That's probably my favorite.
All right, favorite beverage?
Coffee.
Really? Now, did you drink alcohol?
Not anymore, man. I'm sober, dude.
Awesome. All right, top 3 favorite bands of a lifetime.
Top 3 favorite bands. I'm gonna have to go. I mean, this is always changing, but I'm gonna go. The tried and true for me is gonna be Ozzy. I love Grand Magus from Sweden. They're one of those bands that just always does it for me. And fuck, man, Motorhead.
All right. First metal concert you ever went to?
Warrant.
Cherry Pie.
1992.
With old Janie Lane when he was alive, huh?
Fucking amazing show, dude. They were so good. That was life changing.
All right, now, what musical people inspire you?
You know, I'd say right now it's like, again, it's just kind of the bands that we're into. You know, I think Midnight is one of those bands that always inspires me. I love everything about them. We're buddies with those guys too, so it's really kind of, you know, it's cool to be friends with your idols, you know. But really, I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe because Ozzy's in the news every day now, but I'd say Ozzy, dude. You know, he's done it all, and the guy's still going. And I feel like we're nearing the end of an incredible run, but he's still pushing for another record and another tour, and I think that's the coolest thing.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do this interview, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, dude. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Now you're going to have your band practice, huh?
Yeah, we got to go make some noise, dude.
Now, you have any final words or anything before we close?
Fuck, man. Heavy metal's the law. That's it.
Keep it metal, man.
Right on, dude.
All right.
Right back at you.
Thanks again, man. I'll see you at the Blades of Steel, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Look forward to it, man. Come find me.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Take care, my friend.
All right, bye.
Later.